Hello, Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I apologize for that streak of light. I think it's the best I can do at this point. I will be working on my lighting over the next few months, so hopefully it won't look like this for much longer. This is a love reading from January through March 2019. It is a general read, so it will not apply to everyone. So there's two, of course, it could be it could be you that's going through this with some like that you're the one who's kind of the victim in this, or you could be the one who is kind of stalling on someone else. I never know which way it goes, but I will read it the way I see it. So overall, it looks like you are very, I'm getting that you have the Nine of Wands, but it was clarified with the Chariot. So I feel like you're trying to push forward, but you're very conflicted, because with the Chariot I'm seeing that you have two different emotions, or you're struggling with two different things. You might be trying to push forward, but at the same time you're very guarded. And I wanted to know why, and it's because of the Knight of Wands. So for many of you, you are dealing with a Knight of Wands character. So it could be a male, it could be female, it could be any sign, but the Knight of Wands does represent Aries, Sagittarius, or what's the other one? Leo, sorry. So some of you may be dealing with that zodiac, or it's just someone who's taking on the traits of the Knight of Wands, which is what I always um, how I always see it. I don't really see the zodiac in particular. So the Knight of Wands is someone who, they're full of passion. They are, they kind of rush into your life and they can rush out. It's kind of that summer fling romance. You can't really nail them down. They're kind of unpredictable. They can be the players. But more than anything, this person just they're not evolved enough. They're still learning and growing. Um, and what I'm seeing is that you had a relationship with this person, or a commitment. Because in the past here, I see the Hierophant with the Two of Cups, but there's a lot of fighting around it with the Five of Wands. And so I don't know if you thought, like, I see that there was an emotional connection made, and I don't know if a commitment was made, but you might have thought there was a commitment, or you thought the commitment would last longer and turn into maybe marriage. And there's some fighting around this relationship, or there was in the past. And now, this could be jealousy. This could be you just being conflicted about this person. But what I'm seeing is that there's fighting and competition and jealousy because of something that really upset you. Because I have the Five of Cups and the Six of Wands. Again, this could be you upsetting someone else, but the Five of Cups is, you're upset over something you thought you had, or that you did have and you no longer have. And the Six of Wands, I also asked, what's the Five of Cups about? And it's about the Six of Wands. And the Six of Wands energy kind of reminds me of the Knight of Wands in many ways, because Six of Wands, he's on his horse, and he can kind of be a bit arrogant and likes the attention. He's come up often in my love readings for, kind of the guy who gets all the girls, that kind of energy. Um, this could be a female doing that too, but so that, yeah, it's like you thought that this person was going to be something, and I don't think they've turned out that way. Another thing I have to point out with this Knight of Wands and this Chariot, the woman in the Chariot is looking directly up at the Knight of Wands, and I have to consider that someone is moving. Maybe someone's moving for work, maybe someone just wants to move, and you thought you had a commitment, and they're like, yeah, I'm moving. I'm going to be across the world, and so we can't do this anymore. It literally could be that for some people. Whenever I see those two together, it can often talk about moving. So the main thing that's jumped out in this reading to me, if you look right along this axis here, you have the Two of Swords as the heart of the matter, the obstacles, the Two of Pentacles, and the basis of the situation is the Lovers. So right away, I'm thinking someone needs to make a decision, a choice. Someone's stalling on a choice. Someone's waiting on someone else to make a choice. Um, something about a choice. It's huge here. And then even at the outcome, we have another Two of Wands. So yeah, there's someone needs to make a decision here. Now, when I see the Two of Swords, I think that sometimes I think someone's a bit in denial because they have something over their eyes. They're choosing not to see, but it's like they know something's going on. So if there is an affair, they know what's going on. If this relationship isn't going to work out, they kind of already know, but they don't really want to see that or act on it. Now, it also could be you, Pisces, that you're the one who's moving and you just can't decide if you want to continue this relationship with this person. What I'm seeing is what's causing this Two of Swords is the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups is about, an emotional offer. It can just be about someone who's kind of in love with love, and it can be someone who's chasing love. So if you're the Pisces who is kind of feeling like they're getting gypped, don't ignore the truth because of your feelings. Don't go kind of chasing waterfalls here. Um, it could also be for the Pisces who might be stringing someone along or not deciding and leaving someone kind of hanging, that don't be that Knight of Cups. Don't just, because the Knight of Cups is in love with love, and so they act on their emotions, but they don't really consider the consequences of that. And so just be mindful of your actions and the consequences of them on the people around you. Now, the Two of Pentacles being the obstacle is again, it's a decision is your obstacle. You can't decide. It can also talk about money problems, right? And because I want to know what's causing the Two of Pentacles as your obstacle, and I got the Ten of Pentacles. So money comes up right away, but at the same point, it might be your obstacle because you want a long-term secure commitment with this person, and so your obstacle is managing that. Because the Two of Pentacles was clarified with the Wheel of Fortune, and the one thing both these cards have in common is like they're kind of wishy-washy. It's nothing's set in stone. They're up and down. They're constantly changing, right? This relationship has not been easy on you. And I think that you want this, right? And the basis of the reading is the Lovers. Now, traditionally the Lovers had two women and a man, and the implication was that he had to choose. I don't have two women on my card, but I still see it as a card of choice. I don't know that I see third parties per se. Nothing's jumping up at me. The main storyline I'm getting is that maybe someone thought this relationship was moving forward and now it's abruptly coming to an end. The Lovers being the basis of the situation means, be mindful of your choices because they will have long-term consequences. The Lovers is a choice. It's not a choice like the Two of Pentacles. It's not a choice like the Two of Wands. The Lovers is a karmic almost energy to me. There are long-term implications to this choice. Like, let's just pretend someone is moving and they decide that they want you to move with them. Well, be very mindful about whether you want to make that leap and make that choice, because for better or worse, it's going to impact you long term. And so with the Judgment on top of it, I think that's just reiterating that this is a very karmic choice, a karmic decision here. And I asked why the Lovers was here and I got Death. And so I don't know that something necessarily ended. I think it is going to end. That's what I'm seeing. But something has changed. Something will never be the same. So again, someone could have moved. Someone could just have said, I'm not really into this commitment. I just kind of want to date. It could be something like that. But something has drastically changed and it's not going to go back to the way it was before. And in your crowning thoughts, I'm seeing that. Again, I'm seeing a bit of jealousy with that Ace of Wands. But I'm also seeing you're very passionate about this person, and I feel like you might be waiting on them. And with this Knight of Cups here, with the Ace of Wands, it's not grounded. It's not practical energy. And, I just see that you're disappointed in this person. They're not working out the way you thought they would work out. Now, the interesting part, it gets really interesting here. The outcome is the Tower. And I know most people hate the Tower, but the good thing about the Tower is, it's kind of universal protection. I always think it is. But in relationship readings, as an outcome, it can often talk about a breakup, a divorce, a sudden end, maybe quite a drastic end. It can feel like your world is falling apart. And it was clarified with the Five of Pentacles and the World. So that tells me that you are feeling a lack from this. It's not going to feel nice. It's going to affect your self-esteem. But the good thing is the World is here. Like, this had to happen. This needed to happen. And what's causing this Tower is, again, the Two of Wands and the Eight of Cups. So I think you either make this choice and it still hurts, because it never, if you care for someone, it's never easy to say, I don't want to do this anymore. Or they make that choice for you. I don't know which way it is, but someone is walking away. Someone is making a decision. And it looks like a pretty big, painful ending. Now, I asked, what does the Tower mean afterward for this person? And funny thing is, I got the Star. And traditionally in the tarot, the Star comes right after the Tower. So that made me really happy, because the Star is all about healing. Sorry, I asked what was your advice with the Tower, and that's when the Star came out. And so, as advice, it's basically saying don't give up hope. That if you want love, you will get it. It's out there for you. This is not the end of the road. And that maybe more healing needs to be done, because the Empress was clarified with it. And this is about, to me, the Empress is a lot about nurturing self-love, kind of watering your own garden before you can grow a garden with someone else. That's the analogy I like to use. So then things got really interesting, because I looked at your Wisdom Oracle. So I pulled a Wisdom Oracle from the Colette Baron Reed deck, and you had a leg up. And it is a 7, so 7s aren't always the best numbers, but I'm going to read it to you, because the message is what made me think that this storyline could go a few different ways. Let's see here. 34. So essential meanings are receiving help, delegating authority, and interdependence. The Oracle message is, you've come to a point where going at it alone is no longer optimal for you. Life has a way of presenting you with the perfect people to align you with who can give you a leg up during this next phase of your journey. Help comes to you in all the areas of your life where you need a boost. The trick is to accept it. Accept that aid so freely given. When you embrace interdependence, allowing teamwork and independence to commingle, miracles will happen. Now is such a time. And then the relationship reading or message reads, relationships that are healthy thrive on interdependence. It's important to recognize that you need others as much as they need you. You must allow people to support you, just as you are there for them. This is a time to be vulnerable, to speak up about your needs, and to ask for them to be fulfilled. Trust. You will be met with kindness and love. Do not expect others to read your mind. Ask and it is given. So that made me think, like, what's happening with this relationship? Because sometimes, I have to admit, the Tower crumbles a relationship so it can be rebuilt. It's still not painful. It still is painful, but that it promotes more healing. So I wondered if that was happening for some of you with that leg up card. So then I said, why did the leg up card come? Like, why did Pisces get this? And I got the Four of Swords. So this is all about taking a break, like a much needed break after heartache. And so it made me think that some Pisces might just be taking a break from someone. Maybe this is what they need, or both parties need, in order to come back together. Sometimes we have to fall apart to fall back together. So then I said, after all this, the Tower, what is in store for Pisces? And I got the Ace of Cups clarified with the Eight of Pentacles. So then I thought, new love, working on new love, but I'm not seeing it like that, because I asked what was causing the Ace of Cups, and I got the Hermit. So to me, the Hermit causing the Ace of Cups is like, this might be so painful that you are forced to go within. and do this healing work and to bring up emotions that need to be healed, felt, resolved. You know what I mean? And it's adding to your spiritual growth. And with the Eight of Pentacles, you are putting in the work for this. And I said, what are they working so hard on in the Eight of Pentacles? And you got the Devil. So it's like Pisces is dealing with their shadow self. Pisces is dealing with, you know, the parts of them that they might not want to look at. The dark sides of them, the codependent side of them, the side that doesn't serve Pisces. You know, we all have that side, but they are doing the work. And I think it's a result of this person. Now, then I figured, because sometimes the Hermit can be a healer, could be a therapist or, you know, a spiritual healer. And so I asked, who is this Hermit? And I got the King of Swords. So some of you Pisces might have a friend that is acting as this leg up card, right? It might be a person that is really good at being objective, and as a result, they help you do that work. It could be like a psychotherapist. It could be some type of healer that can help you. And so you are going to be getting support through this time. You're not going to be going through this alone. That is what I'm seeing. You know, for a very few, I guess you could be working it out and getting back with that person, but I'm thinking this other one more strongly. I'm thinking that leg up isn't for this relationship that's ended. It is because you're getting some other support to go through this. So that is your reading. I hope it resonated. If it did not, you can check out your moon or rising. Sometimes these readings don't resonate at all until a month after. So, you know, the reading is going from January through March. So it might not resonate at all. And if you want a private reading, you can email me or head over to my website and check out my services. So I hope that was helpful, Pisces.